M1 junction 19 to 16 reinforced concrete barrier scheme. It's basically pulling out the existing centre reserve and slip forming a new concrete barrier for the highways agency. The existing barrier is getting near the end of its usable life, and so now we're replacing it with concrete. And they choose concrete because it has relatively low maintenance costs compared to the steel barrier. The main issue is the concrete we was having to excavate contained the old steel vehicle restraint system VRS sockets. Now usually planers won't touch metal in there, which would mean you'd have to either core them out or you'd have to break it all out with excavators.
When we looked at it in the early phases of the scheme, we felt that there was an opportunity to use different technology.
Basically we needed a safe and fast way of excavating the ground to allow us to build back up with pavement and then build the wall on top of that. We assessed a lot of the different options back in early days, such as using excavators to break out the existing profile, but it's decided due to difficult ground levels and a bit of a strange profile with an existing drainage channel that using power plane in their minor machines would be the best and safest option in terms of excavating it safely. Yeah.
I suspected that it was the right technology to use, but you're never quite sure until such time as you try it. And yeah, it did a good job. It certainly didn't have any problems at all with getting through the concrete and the steel sockets that were left in there, and also some reinforcement, the odd strand of reinforcement that was in the existing channel. The machines coped well with that, and we achieved some very good outputs and generated a huge quantity of new product that through a process of secondary screening we were able to utilise as a Type 4 sub-base material in the works, which is great for all the parties involved in the scheme.
So the planes by nature mean that the material excavated is a lot finer than if you used to break it out traditionally with excavators and load muck away. There's a lot of safety advantages for using planers, as it's loaded straight into the wagon rather than having to turn excavators and run the risk of overspilling over the barrier.
In some of the areas where we had to take the existing concrete channel out in its entirety because the new formation level was much deeper to accommodate quite a hefty slot drain that we needed to install as well. So the machines at one point were working at quite a depth, you know, probably 700, 800, 900 millimetres below the existing carriageway, and the machine was more than capable of milling 300 millimetres at a time. There was various different challenges like that, but I'd certainly say power plane performed very well in all those challenges, which is which is testament to the way that both the BMJV and power plane worked together to achieve the results that we need to achieve.
Well, those machines are absolutely amazing. I was impressed with the way you can set the depth, set the grade, the way the machine actually logs everything it does, so you can enter in the widths and it will record the volumes. It's a hell of a bit of kit, the miner there. Yeah, and we was working to a difficult profile here, basically trying to take out the minimum so we could put the minimum back in, and it proved challenging, but we managed to sort it out.
It's the right technology for a job of this nature, and it did produce a nice, clean, level surface in which to construct the pavement from.
I've been the section engineer looking after the works, the formation prep, working hand in hand with power plane's foreman Carl on site. I've got to say they're very, very helpful at all times. The work itself has been very good. The level control on the miners has been very, very good. And nothing's really been a problem for them. It's been a pleasure to work with them.